Hello everyone. In this tutorial I want to show you how to create a normal map in Photoshop when you have like a texture for an object and apply the normal map to the object and get a RenderMan rendered. Okay, so the first thing would be to create the UVs for that object. I already did that, and then I exported it to Photoshop and put this texture underneath it, and so that's going to be my texture if I want to apply this. But I want to create a normal map out of this texture, which is really easy. That surprised me that why I haven't done this before. So the thing that you want to do is, okay, first I don't want to change this texture, so I'm just gonna do Control A, Control C to select everything, Control N create a new one. I'm just gonna save this, name it JPEG, NM normal map 2. Okay, oops, save, here we go. And then I'm gonna do Control V, so I have my texture now. So it's really easy. You go to Filter and 3D and generate normal map. Who would believe that? It's that easy. Okay, so you can change the scale here, like, you know, I think by default it's a 100, but I found it to be like too much, so because I don't want to see this like bumps and then like this, so I'm scaling it down a little bit to, yeah, this sounds good. And you can also change all of these settings. I'm just gonna let it be. And I think the blur, yeah, maybe a little bit of blur. 4 sounds good. Detail scale, let's set it to be 50. Okay, that's too much down. 64. Okay, I'm gonna just stay with this and hit OK. So now it gives me this normal map. Isn't it nice? So I'm just gonna save this. Well, I'm just gonna Control Shift E, so it's just one layer, and then save this. And I'm gonna go back to Maya, and I've already let's see. Okay, so let's get rid of the Pixar surface that I already assigned to this. I'm just gonna go to the editor. I'm just gonna delete everything so I can start fresh. So maybe just gonna delete this. Delete. Yeah, it's gonna turn yellow. I'm just gonna select this and say assign the essential group shading to that object. And okay, I'm ready to go. I'm just gonna delete history on this. Okay, so now you can see here that I already have like a doom light here and another rectangular light. Okay, but for now I'm just going to work with doom light and rectangular light because I want to show you something. So I'm gonna apply the normal map. First I need to have the RenderMan material on it, and because I'm using 22 here, you can just click on this one. 21 has the same, almost the same settings, so you can go ahead and assign a Pixar surface material to your object. And here I don't want to assign the texture yet because I just want to see the effect of the normal map. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Pixar surface and I'm just gonna open my hypershade. I'm gonna right click and say graph material on the selection, and I want to apply the normal map. Okay, here we go. So I go to global and to the bump here. I'm gonna click on this checker icon here, And in the RenderMan pattern, you can see there's normal map. I'm just gonna click on it. It's just gonna connect the result and where did it go? It's gonna connect the result and of Pixar normal map to the bump map node. Oopsie. Okay, that's exactly what we want. Then I'm going to click on the Pixar normal map because I want to assign that file, right, that we just created. So when you click on this, file name is here. Just going to click on it so that I can select the normal map that I just created. I think by default it might be on this and it's not going to show you the images that you got. So make sure you set it to be at any, so it shows you everything that is in there. Then I'm going to just select this normal map that I just created, hit open, and I'm going to push this to the side, and I'm going to do an IPR render. So as you can see here, and you can hear my computer, the fan is going crazy. As you can see here, I can see these weird shadows, and when I first started testing this, I was like, okay, there's something wrong, or I need to fix this. It understands the UV shell, but then I figured it's just that it doesn't like this doom light because there's not enough light, I think, for it to understand the normals, and because the normals are gonna be, they're gonna show up if you have light in the scene, right? Because they're gonna fake the bumps and dents, right? So I created this second light. I'm gonna hide this doom light, and this is the second light that I created. Let's just start the IPR again. Or maybe keep the doom light. Okay, so I'm gonna just apply good here and do the intensity 2. Let's see how it looks like. So we didn't get rid of, come on, what are you? Okay, this is RenderMan 22, does things fast, but it, takes so much of your CPU. So the other thing that you can do for the RenderMan to understand things better is, let's just push this up to 10. And then this, let's just close this IPR, start another one again. Did it freeze? I hope not. Did you froze? Hello? Okay. Oh, it's here. Okay. So you can see that we still see a little bit of something here. To fix that, you can go to the shape node of your object here. Okay, let's just pull this. Windows always on the top is checked, so it should stay here, but it doesn't. So I'm just gonna check this off and on again. Okay. So here, if you go to the shape node for the object that you have, there are a couple of RenderMan attributes here that you can change. So I go here and I do watertight dicing. This means that if the object, the UVs are like in different shells, and it's gonna try to fill like the border of the edges so it doesn't show up. So here I'm just gonna say yes. Didn't change that much, but it's good to have that. Subdivision scheme, this is where you want to check Catmull Clark. And what else? I think that would be all. Okay. And I guess if we just add another light to the scene, or maybe go higher in intensity and exposure for this one. Let's just put intensity half and do 10. Let's just get rid of this dome light. Also gonna do 1 for this. The other thing you can do is that let me bring up my hypershade here. So the bump by default, it is set to the value of, let's just okay. So the bump value, if you click on the Pixar normal map here, the bump value by default is 1, and it's just too much. Okay, so you can push it down to, let's say, yeah, 0.5 is good, I think. And you can see that I got rid of all, you know, the really harsh bumps that I had before. I think that's a good amount of normal map. I think I might be able to go a little bit down, like 4 maybe. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, and now I'm just gonna have this light hitting down T, and you can see here that I get this normal map here. This is not a texture, this is just a normal map, right? So I can pause this, and if I go to select on the object, Pixar surface, now I'm just gonna go ahead and put the texture into my diffuse channel. Just gonna select on that checker icon next to color, 2D texture. Ah, why does it show it to me? Hello. Let's just close this one so Maya doesn't go crazy. Color. Well, doesn't want to show it to me, so I guess we have to do it in the hypershade. So I'm just gonna say, just gonna go here. This is my Pixar surface material node. I'm just gonna click on this here. Well, the 2D text. Oh, because I had Pixar in here. Okay, never mind. Sorry, it was my mistake, not Maya. So I'm just gonna go to 2D texture file, and I'm gonna select my image file, which is this one. No, this one. Open. I'm just gonna pull away my hypershade over there. So now if I do an APR, I can see the texture, and I can also see the bumps. Isn't it cool? I guess I need more light to get, maybe if I pull down the light here, yeah, you can see the bumps. And because we tested out the bumps before texture, now we know they're there, right? So if you want to do the same thing, if you want to make sure that the normal maps are readable to RenderMan, and you're getting a good result, you can just disconnect this file and then connect it again when you made sure that your normal maps are there. Okay? Hope you're having fun creating normal maps in Photoshop and apply them to your materials in Maya.